I'm sure you've done some of this.
Yes.
Before I'd worry, there's no sense even worrying about the bridle there when she was already bad to start. I wouldn't start with the bridle.
Okay.
I'd be more inclined to just leave it out of the picture.
Okay.
And I do like them bent, and again, experience. If she gets troubled, she's probably not going to swing more into me. But if they get on the fight and you're a little bit straight,
then she can go either way.
she could. I've had it smack me in the nose and in the chest and knock the wind out of me. But I'll get to where, and you were doing the right thing there, but where I can just bump that ear, and if she gets troubled, I'll go back to the edge. But rather than have all the bridle and stuff that may kind of bang her in the teeth and create other things, I'll get this deal, and then I want her to move her feet.
Okay.
When she goes, when she braces, I want her to move her feet. Move her feet.
And this is where,
That's where she wants to come up.
Right.
And then we can, and I'm leaving it kind of loose. So I can have it just like there, right down, like my bridle, and we'll go over here.
Okay.
Or if I had to let my bridle out a little bit and then do it up, it's a better
that's what
solution.
I do. I take it down 3 holes.
Yeah. And then a lot of times you'll get it good to come on, but making sure every time that comes off that you rework it a few times.
Okay.
Even if I have to go back to the halter.
Okay.
Because it's just like a trailer load, and they'll be like, well, it's fine, everything else, I can load it from the front seat. But they let it go a little fast out. Eventually what happens last happens first.
Yep.
So more importantly is how I finish that ride.
Okay.
Now, like for me, on an issue like this that's been kind of highlighted, the more I can start over from square one. And now, some of it, like when you're working at home, same premise. It's not about an hour ride. It might be 25-minute rides, because it's that beginning that's hard, and then once she makes that connection. So unfortunately, like in a lesson or a clinic, we can't, you can take a break or whatever, and it's kind of like tomorrow, but get a little more careless with it as I go on, getting her good. There, she softened into it. That's awesome. And that's kind of like, if she has to evade, I'd rather have her get softer and be going.
Oh, that's great.
But then doing that, it seems, I think you can get through it. Like we were talking about that total trust, and it takes some longer than others. But I also think when I was riding horses for the public and you only had 30 days, 60 days, whatever, they brace, they get soft, you're done. They brace, they back 5 steps, then they get soft, then you release. But they never learn to start. So I got them soft and I went on and off. We'd trot again and work on a sliding stop, and we'd stop and we'd back up and go back till they get soft and they get soft. But they never started back again. Now that you're not going, go back a step. I was teaching them to be bad 4 or 5 steps. Sometimes you can teach them bad to start. They're bad, they get good, you go on and you go on your ride. Where you got to learn, the horse has to learn, like, hey, when I come out of the pen, I get saddled, I get good to bridle. Put you up, we're done. Rather than going always through a good spot. Now,
so like I should take her like to a barrel race or whatever, do it, get it good, and then just load her up and take her home.
Yeah, sure.
And let her be.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
you could, you know, maybe start over 4 or 5. You don't always have to wait till tomorrow. Like, get her where you could tie her up for a little bit. Come get her. She's good. You know, where it starts good. But if you show up there, you get ready to go. Cool, pet you. Let's go home. Or just walk around, hang out. If she's too distracted, then it's too long. And it's that observe, remember, compare. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to stay too long, and she's going to be like, and that history and that baggage. You know, I had one racehorse that I rode. Super blind in one eye. Super soft. I did a clinic in break for lunch to watch the Kentucky Derby, and I mean, that horse just was in the round and went ballistic crazy, snorting and braced, and then it just like this, and it heard that, and it just went like triggered. Now, thank God they weren't going to be around, you know.
Yeah.
I guess you just have to play that sound every day until you get it good, but they weren't going to be around that many, but it was really interesting how it just triggered how bad this horse had got. So then when I get that good, even though she doesn't have a problem, see that? So she has a little bit of a problem with her mouth too. There's a little bit of a brace.
Yeah, if there's anything around her neck with her mouth. Yep.
So then we can, now it's not going to bang her in the teeth there.
Okay.
But I'm going to hold on to that, so I hold it up at the top of her mouth there. Now we can take that off. Let her spit it out. And soften it again. Now, when we were hunting, that was where, when she was going around, still real straight here. And when she checks out there, I'm not going to pull on her, but I'm going to round that rib cage.
Okay.
And I'd like her to keep going. I'm going to push the rib cage out. And if she chooses to move the hind, we can go the other way. And I'm going to get her a little bit more busy as time goes on, but I want to talk about it. But if she was checked out there, now she's out, I could just say change direction. But I don't want you crowding me here. I want you to get round. Not on that side. And I'm going to get pretty busy for a while, because it's going to be new to her. And her front feet, as I take the hind, are not on that path that I like. That's better. And I'll talk about it a little more. Don't move your nose out. Too far forward. Change direction. That's nice. When I release, she slowed down. But some of it, she doesn't kind of want to get soft there. There's a little change, tiny change, but she's not really softened through the loin. So I'm not trying to pull her soft.
Trying to get her rounded soft.
Get round.
Okay.
But her feet, see, aren't united on a circle. Her hind are a little bit to the outside, which I'm pushing that body out right now. But her front feet are kind of crossing over. So we'll work on gradually on her first being round, but then having that united circle. And then she walks off, so she gets real forward through that front end.
Yep.
And I want her, when I get to a place that she gets a little better, I'll show you on my feet. That was a little better. She stayed back on that hind end. And see her kind of lick her lips, like, oh, I don't have to push my body. That's more of a proper. She's not maybe as soft as I want, but that's about how I'd like her front feet. Don't walk off. Now, when I saw you leading her up, you had that old habit, that jiggle, jiggle, jiggle habit. rather than this, she does get back, but it's like shaking your dirty laundry at them. Send her straight back.
Okay. Okay.
Flick it back.
Okay.
Now, same thing with her. When I flick it back, see the head go up? So she may have been patterned long enough. In time, you'll push back there, and there she didn't brace her head because I didn't have to have an extreme. But if I had to flip, I wouldn't leave her there so much. I'd finish with her soft.
Okay. Yeah, she's very bad about the softness. Very bad.
Now she's better on that side than on this side.
Yeah, that's her right side, and she's very protective on that side. Everything's, you know, you saw it when I tried to change directions to go this way. She doesn't want you on that side.
And when she's on that circle, when I take the hind, her front feet should stay on this line while her hind are furthest to the outside. Where she's just moving her butt out, but there's no she's not paying attention to her front ends. So the hind quarters should be the furthest part out in the circle. Well, a lot of times she's leaning in and doing the hind, so if you had to, like, say, do an emergency or something, she would be more apt to fall down if you had to do a one-rein stop because there's nothing bracing it. So while I'm rolling that hind, I'd like her around from the tip of her nose to the tip of her tail there, which that's better, see? And then when